I'm the devil. Oh yeah. Right. So look what I got today. The Q Acoustics 3020 Eyes. Okay, these are the new improved version of the 3020s. Ooh. Okay. Don't they look very nice? Anyway, I got these for a pretty good deal. I bought them used, only 2 years old, hardly used, very good condition for $220. And that's with the stands. So that's pretty good. Speakers on their own are going for around about, in the UK, for around about 220-ish at the moment. Were 299 when they first come out. And the stands are about 100 quid at the moment in the UK. So all in all, you're looking at 320 to 350, depending on where you buy them from. Brand new. So for 220, I think I got them for a pretty good deal. Anyway, as you can see, I'm getting a bit of a collection of speakers and hi-fi equipment. I need to start sort of dwindling it down a little bit, you know. It's getting a bit too much. The wife's going a bit mental. What are you going to do with this? What are you going to do with that? I don't know. Anyway, so I need to start sort of, you know, narrowing it down a bit. Anyway, so let's have a closer look at these. I can't wait. Okay, here they are. All right. So they're a lovely looking speaker, I've got to say. I think I bought them in black to go with what I've got, but they do have a wood grain effect, which looks really nice. But in black, they still look very nice. I think the wood grain effect, if it goes with your furniture, then get them, you know. And also, I like the fact that speaker manufacturers are trying to make speakers nice looking rather than just functional, because they do go as part of your room decor. You want them to look nice, so people come in and go, you know, if you see a couple of boxes with speakers in it, you're like, what the hell's that? You want them to look a little bit nice, don't you? So if they go with the room and they look nice, all the better. Well done, manufacturers. And they've got magnetic grills. Magnetic, okay. And I think all speakers should have magnetic grills now. Them bloody stupid little hole things, they're flipping rubbish. You know, when you take the speaker cover off, you've got the holes everywhere there. And they always snap. Someone always snaps them. And you're like, oh, okay. So what have we got? So 25% increased cabinet volume from the previous model of 3020. So this is supposed to deliver a larger scale sound on a deeper bass. Okay. Now, these have P2P bracing, which is point-to-point bracing, and it helps keep the enclosure extra quiet through computer-aided placement of internal bracing. Now, I've tried to look up P2P or point-to-point bracing on their website. It doesn't really give much away. They say it's basically they're going, we've got point-to-point bracing, and there you go. There's a picture. It doesn't really just say anything. Just accept that that is better. Now, is point-to-point bracing better than normal bracing? Computer placement bracing better than normal? I don't know. They don't really elaborate on it. Just got to accept it.
P2P bracing is made by the Pixies in Fairyland.
They've just put stuff in there, wood, pieces of wood, ply or something across to brace the cabinet, and apparently is done by a computer. I don't know. Well, there we are. Other companies do the same thing. Wharfdale's the similar thing on their 12 series. They've said, it's got internal bracing, look! And it's got a cabinet moving back and forth. And you're going, yeah, but can you explain more? No, just accept. It's got bracing, tough, that's what it is. There we go. Anyway, just happy for it to have bracing. Now, they use a 22mm, right, decoupled tweeter. Now, this basically means is decoupled. And I had to have a look at that, what that meant as well. Because a lot of reviewers go, it's decoupled. Right, yeah, what is it then? It's decoupled, yeah, you know, it's another thing. It's like P2 bracing. It is what it is. Is that better? I don't know. But what it is they put like a little suspension system. No, not like that, okay? They put a suspension system in it, like a rubber or something in there. And That helps to separate it from the cabinet so you don't get any resonance from the cabinet affecting the sound of the tweeter. So that's pretty cool. On the back, we've got a bass port. Oh, that looks a bit, I shouldn't do that really, should I? It looks a bit iffy. Anyway, right. Then we got your binding post here. Now they're clearly labelled, I like this. Sometimes when it's a bit dark or you've got eyes that you can't see very well, okay, like mine, you go into the back of the unit and you're like, am I putting it in the right ones? And you've got to pull the speaker out to have a good look to make sure you've got the plus and the minus in the right ones. So this is clearly labelled, which makes it easy to put your banana plugs in. And actually this will accept, it's quite deep in there, it accepts a 4mm or 0.16 inch banana plug. So it goes very deep in there rather than sitting on the outside and only half the plug goes in. So I like that. And obviously the low profile, so you can actually put them, you know, quite near a wall without worry. Because if you have your wires coming out here, even if they're angled, there's not much room in the back, so you can put them right up against the wall. That's pretty cool. So what are the specs? Enclosure type is two-way reflex. Bass unit 125mm, about 5 inches. Treble unit 22mm, 0.9 inches. And then we got frequency response 64 Hertz to 30 Hertz. But don't be fooled by that 64 Hertz. I'll speak more about that later. Okay. Nominal impedance is 6. Minimum impedance is 4 ohms. Sensitivity 88 dB. And they're rated for a stereo amplifier of 25 to 75 watts. Right, I know what you're thinking. Enough about the specs and how they look. How do they flipping sound? Well, I'll tell you. Very good. I could end the video there, but I'm not going to. Let's talk about the mids first. Mids are very clear. Right from the top end to the bottom end of the mid-range. The upper mid-range to the lower mid-range. Very good. Voices are very clear and articulate. Used them with my TV. No problem at all hearing the voices. Guitars sound very clear. Okay, come across very well. Tweeters, the upper range, again, really good. Now, I'm not a fan of like overly sibilant, overly bright speakers. Some people are, but I'm not. I'm not saying these are not bright. They're bright enough for me, but they're at a really nice level. Treble come across, again, very clear, very concise. Now let's talk about the bass. Have a listen to that. Can you hear that? Ooh, right. Now, this is where sometimes the specs and measurements are not always what they seem. Because you've got a lot of people there going, but the specs say, and the measurements say, meh, 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 meh. You're like, yeah, whatever. This is what counts. Everybody's hearing's different. So sometimes the specs and the measurements, you know, you can't really go on them all the time. You're having a laugh. Now, they do come in handy to know what they are, but they're not always like what they seem. Anyway, rambling on. So these, the specs say 64 Hertz, but when you know, turn the volume up above 75 dB, you're like, what? They put out a decent amount of bass, they really do. And, you know, when I started getting up to 80 dB, I was like, is my subwoofer on? So I had to check to see if the subwoofer was on. It wasn't. However, at lower listening volumes, that bass tends to kind of fade away a little bit. And it may be to do with the bass port at the back, it's not pushing out enough air or something. But I did find that lower listening volumes, below 70 dB, you start losing the bass. So you don't really need one of these. Subwoofer! Okay, well, it's not subwoofer. That's better, isn't it? Don't need a massive subwoofer. This is an 8-inch sub. Only goes down to about 34 Hertz, I think it is. Maybe 36, I'm not sure. Around about there. So not a really beefy subwoofer I've got here. But it does the trick, and it takes away that sort of, it brings back in the bass at lower listening volumes. Now, obviously you need to try it for yourself. You you know, don't invest in a subwoofer straight away. If you're going to buy these, buy the speakers, try them out in your listening room or whatever you're going to listen to. And if you've got enough bass, then you don't need a sub. So try it out first before you know, invest in a sub. My recommendation is at lower listening volumes, get a sub. No, so what I've done, I'm not sure if YouTube will it'll pick this up on YouTube or not. You know, with the compression and all that, blah. Okay, so I've done a little sound test with these, and I've done, if I remember rightly, I've done it at 65 dB, then 75 dB, then 85 dB. So have a listen to this sound test and see if you can hear the bass coming in more as I increase the volume. So what do you think? Did it come across on YouTube? Well, you know, in my listening room, definitely I heard the bass dropping off at 65 dB and coming back in at 75 and 85, especially 85. Actually 85 dB, the bass was rattling the doors. I was like, so I'm not sure if they picked it up on the mic, I'm not sure. But I was like, oh God, you know. Anyway, so all in all, they're a very good bookshelf speaker. I'm very impressed with them. I like the look of them. And I'm happy to get them. Now, listen to this. Oh! Now, a lot of people argue, what's better? Bookshelves with a sub or floor standers? And a lot of people get into quite heavy debates over this. So I'm going to try and settle the debate. Probably not. But I'm going to make a video soon putting the sub and the bookshelves up against my Dalio Brown floor standers and see which one comes out of the winner. Oh, that'll be an interesting video, won't it? So watch out for that one. Anyway, if you got this far, like the video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. You'll be doing me a massive favour, helping the channel out. Really appreciate it, okay? If in future you're watching a few videos and you think, I hate this dick, you can unsubscribe, okay? Simple as that. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.